Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We're going to start today's segment with the Pet of the Week. So we have Mac, who's been at the shelter since he was about 2 months old. And Mac is still there with his sister Maisie. They're both solid black dogs, and Mac is a very sweet dog. He's neutered, he's got all of his shots, and he is ready to go to a new home. His sister Maisie, who looks exactly like him, she is not spayed yet, so if you adopt her, then she will have to be spayed. But they are both very good dogs, and Mac is a little timid, so he's going to need some work, but he's sweet with other dogs, he's sweet with all of the shelter walkers, he's great with kids, and we just really hope we can find him a home. He and Maisie have grown up there at the shelter, and they've now been there for a little over a year. So we are working so hard to find him his forever home. He went with the volunteers to an adoption event. He went to Sunshine Saturday, actually, and he did great there. He was a little intimidated by crowds, so if you come and meet him, just know that he's great one-on-one right now, but he's going to need a little bit of work with a lot of activity and crowds and things like that. So if you have a quiet household, that would be perfect for him. And you can come out and meet him this Saturday. We're walking dogs from 11 to 1, as we do every Saturday. And as you can see with Roxy there in the picture with the water, we've got pools set up so the dogs can get cooled down because they're sitting in their kennels and they seem to love that water. And we also have a dog washing station set up. So if we have enough volunteers, we'll walk them, we'll pet them, we'll let them play in water, and we'll give them baths. So if you're interested in any of that, come join us from 11 to 1 at the Sylacauga Animal Shelter. And I also wanted to talk about one of our shelter residents. This is Dawson. Dawson he's able to have a very unique opportunity today. He is heading up to Highland Canine, just north of Birmingham in Hanceville. And they have offered to do a board and train for him for free for the shelter. So we definitely appreciate Highland Canine. We appreciate Corey Archer, who used to live here in Sylacauga. He's one of the owners of that facility up there. And they are going to take Dawson and do training, and he will be available for adoption through the Sylacauga Animal Shelter. We will keep you posted about that. Just if you want to go and follow Highland Canine on Facebook, make sure you go to the Birmingham location for them, and you can follow all of his progress on the Sylacauga Animal Shelter's Facebook. So just make sure to watch the shelter website also. We'll put some information about him on the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, and you'll see all the volunteers. We've fallen in love with Dawson and are just so excited for him to have this opportunity. So make sure you follow us so you can see his progress. We're hoping that he really thrives there at Highland Canine, and we can get him a great home after that. Now, I wanted to bring our next guest on. We have mine and Jonathan's neighbors. We have Shannon Hill and her daughter Cora. They are here today with me to talk about some of their efforts with rescue and talk about their dogs. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Now, Cora, tell us how old you are.
I'm 9.
And what grade are you going into?
4th.
And where are you going to be at school?
Pinecrest Elementary.
Well, that's great. And you love animals, right? And I can tell how much you love them because we've interacted quite a bit with dogs. And let's talk about some of the rescues and some of the things that your family has done. So Shannon, tell us a little bit about how this all started with.
Okay, well, a little over 9 years ago, we found 2 puppies close to Purcell Farms in December of that year. And we got them out of the road and looked for their mom and other puppies, but didn't see any. These puppies were very young because their eyes were still shut. So we took them home and started to try and find someone to take them since I was like 7 months pregnant with Cora. We cared for them for about 24 hours before my sister-in-law, Lisa, found someone to take care of them.
And that's tough when you've got little puppies like that you can't find the mom. And oftentimes we'll have puppies brought to the shelter, or the people will contact the Feral Dogs of Avondale with small puppies, and it really does take someone with some specific skills to be able to, sometimes they need to be bottle fed, and we've got a few fosters that have done that, and it's hard. We've got too many puppies that we can find running around here, but that was great that you were able to rescue those. Now, you've got other puppies
Yes.
too.
I've got a kitten that after I was running errands one day, I turned on our street, West Walnut, and found a kitten, and its mom had been run over to the point it was not going to make it.
Oh gosh.
So I got the kitten and took it home with me, grabbed a kitchen towel and wrapped it up. And I knew of a friend that helped with rescue animals, so I took her the kitten and found out later she was able to place it with friends.
Yeah, and so and again, there's so many times that you drive around and you see something like that happen, and it's if we had more of a spay and neuter opportunity for people. I mean, we've got the spay and neuter opportunities. If people use them, then we wouldn't have so many of these kittens and puppies running around. And we've got, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, we've got a spay and neuter voucher event coming up this Saturday at PetSense. So if you need to get your dog or cat fixed, so we don't have these problems with puppies and kittens being found in the road and beside the road, it's $30 to get your dog or your cat, male or female. They're all it's all $30. And so we got 150 vouchers ready. So come on out to PetSense, and we'll be there until we sell out. So it starts at 9 o'clock and it goes from 9 to 12. And it's a great opportunity if you need it to get your animals fixed, so that we don't have kittens in the road. So that would be a nice thing if we didn't see that ever.
Yes. Then we had puppies we found when Cora was in first grade at Indian Valley. We were waiting in car rider line and happened to see two puppies near the storm drain. The tenderhearted person I am, I knew I couldn't leave them there. So I went and got them, knelt down, and again looked for mom and other puppies. So when I got back to the car where my husband was waiting,
And we got a picture of the puppies right here.
yes, that's Indian and Valley. We waited till we could move up in the car rider line, and when we did, we noticed there were two more hanging near a teacher's car. So I went down and got them, and noticed there was a third hanging up, was under the car. So I managed to get all three and back to the car, but before school was totally over, I had placed all but two. That's when my handy dandy neighbor came in handy, and I texted you asking for help. Y'all fostered them for a couple of weeks, and then I think they were placed with a shelter in Florida, where now they have forever homes.
Yeah, so that was an interesting situation. Shannon gave me a call, and Jonathan and I had fostered one puppy in the past that we found at the hospital. It was an older dog, but this was the first time we fostered small puppies. So when Shannon called me, and I talked to Shannon about it, and it's a unique situation to foster. We always need fosters with the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. So if you're interested in fostering, please contact us. But when you have smaller puppies, they have to be quarantined. So when I was talking to Shannon about the potential for fostering, that just wasn't right for their household at the time. And so if you've got a spot where you can quarantine some puppies, because they're so susceptible to get all kinds of diseases and problems, so we want to make sure that doesn't happen. And Jonathan and I decided to dive in, so I blame the two of you for us starting to foster all these puppies we fostered. But those puppies came to us, and they were with us until they got done with their puppy shots, and then luckily we have some good foster, some rescues in Florida. And so there are two that we work with, and they take puppies from us, so we were able to get them there. But it was a great situation that Jonathan and I were able to foster, because it doesn't always work that way. So if you find some puppies, you can always let us know, and if we have the ability to help you and the ability to put them in the foster system with Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, then please contact the organization, contact Feral Dogs. But it doesn't always work that way, sadly, because right now all of our fosters are full. So if you called and you needed help, then we don't have the resources. We don't have the ability to do that. But I'm so happy that we were able to help the two of you. And it was because of the two of you. These two puppies have great homes in Florida. So we really appreciate what y'all did. But this isn't all you've done. You got more stories, right?
Do you want to tell them about Casper? Okay. So last summer, we heard a puppy crying in our backyard. Again, we looked for Mom and the other puppies, but didn't see anybody. And we knew because we live on West Walnut, we couldn't leave him there because it's a very busy road. So we took him in, spread the word among friends and family to find him a home. And one of our nieces works for a vet in Alex City and had found him a home. So in less than 24 hours after finding him, he was placed with his forever home.
See, that's great. So we appreciate you doing that. And we need more people that are recognizing the problem that we have out there, and more people that are willing to step up and help. And the two of you have really done that. And your dad too. We can't forget James. He's there helping in the background. So, but we really appreciate everything that the two of you have done to help these puppies. And I know it's been fun for you, Miss Cora, right? Because you love dogs. And we had a picture of your 3 dogs pop up here while we were talking. So if we can talk about your dogs too. Here they are. Who are those pups, Cora?
Annie, Charlie, and Atticus.
And how old are they?
Annie is 7, I think.
Okay.
Charlie is 4, and Atticus turns 1 next month.
So you've got all kinds of ages there. Do they all get along?
Sometimes.
What do they think when a puppy comes around all of a sudden?
They always try to sniff it.
They got to figure out what's going on, and if you're going to have another puppy there living with you, right? Well, you've got some good-looking pups. What are their personalities good? Do they like to play?
Atticus can be a little rough sometimes.
A little rough. And Atticus is the youngest. Atticus is Atticus the biggest too, or is that picture a little deceiving?
Atticus is the biggest.
Okay.
He's the black and white one.
Okay. So Atticus likes to play rough. So you have
Well,
to be.
he's still a puppy.
Yeah, they do that. Our puppies play rough too, so it's just the dogs like to have fun. Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate it. And maybe sometime you come out and help us walk dogs at the shelter. We'd love to have you there. You can ride with me if you want. So make sure to come out and walk the dogs this Saturday from 11 to 1. But also don't forget that we have our spay and neuter voucher sale. So come out to PetSense, and if you need one of those vouchers, it's good for Alabama Spay and Neuter up in Irondale, but we do have a transport that leaves from Home Depot, and I believe that's once a month. So if you call and make an appointment, you can let them know that you are interested in the transport, but you can take your own dog or cat there. So it's whatever you'd like to do, but those vouchers can only be used at Alabama Spay and Neuter. And if you have questions this week, contact us at the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. You can email us at theferaldogsofavondalemil@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. And make sure you call us. The shelter doesn't have all the information, and PetSense doesn't have all the information. So let's not clog up their phone lines, but you can just definitely contact us and we'll let you know. And then come on out this Saturday and walk with us and get you some vouchers. And thank the two of you again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate you and appreciate you coming on here to talk to us. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages.
Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge and your help, we can save them all.